Well, good morning, students. Greetings of the day. Let's just see what we are going to practice today. This is 11th subject English and grammar will have a practice, students. And this is subject verb conquered. Why it is chosen? Because you see that you have done the tenses, and today we are just on the practice. So you should be familiar, like what sort of things are there which make the sentences correct. The subject and the verb combination or relation, where we just understand like how much we should uh, be able to manage the things like not making mistakes in the sentences. So that's number one. I hope that everything is visible to all of you. In a sentence, the verb must agree with the subject. You must have done this in the previous classes also, though this will be just practice. The verb must agree with the subject. In other words, we can say that the verb used is according to person and number. This is called subject verb agreement or subject verb concords. This is the same, students. This the term is a bit different, explained by the grammarians. Grammarians have given this a different name. We should be a bit familiar. Sometimes see what happens, we just miss to recognize the subject, and because of that we just makes mistake in the sentence, or we are unable to detect the error in the sentence and lose our marks. So see the first example, he comes. He is a referring singular subject and the verb is also singular, that singular verb. Now you need to see it is not that much easy as much it is given. If the subject is singular, the verb must also be singular, right? So what we understand here in the first sentence, the subject is singular, though the verb has also been used singular here, right? They come. They is plural subject and come is also plural verb. So the definition is given of this sentence is, if the subject is plural, the verb must also be plural. We need to be familiar with singular and plural verbs. Well, this is quite easy. I suppose that maximum number of you are quite familiar that what is the singular verb and what is the plural verb. Is and has, these both are the singular verbs. Are and have, these are the plural verbs. Now you see the singular verb was, and when you add ses to the base form of the verb, like example is given, plays, goes, this is called singular verb. And the base form of the verb like play, go, and were, these are the plural forms of the verbs. You need to be very accurate in this. Difference between verb and noun. There is a little difference, students. Noun plus ses, plural noun. Noun becomes plural when s es is added to the verb. When you add s and es to the verb, that becomes plural. And vice versa in the form of verb. When same ses is added to the verb, that becomes singular. That means if noun gets this ses, that's plural. And if that is added same to the verb, that becomes singular. These are the small terms, but these are very important. Because of this, we must to detect error in the sentence. Let's see the rules basically. Some rules are quite easy and familiar to all of you. But see what happens. We need to be very much careful that we don't mistake while just analyzing or choosing the subject of the sentence. When we just become able to analyze or choose the subject of the sentence, then we'll be able to apply the accurate verb, accurate form of the verb, and that makes the sense that you'll be able to get the marks. You won't lose the marks there. You'll be quite good at increasing the marks. Now let's just see the basic terms we have completed here. Now you see we need to start with the rules. Now you see the first rule is given. If two subjects are joined by and, plural verb is used. Let me tell you students, that's quite easy. Some of the rules you'll find which are very easy to understand also, to apply also, but some are a bit difficult on which you just need to concentrate in a very attentive manner. Although the first one is quite easy, Ram and Shyam are coming. Now you see the two different subjects are there, Ram as well as Shyam. These both are connected with the conjunction and. When two subjects are joined by and, this requires only the plural verb. But when you go to the second rule, rule number two, C students, if two or more than two nouns or adjectives are joined by and. Now you see the same rule is there, but there is a little difference when two nouns or adjectives are joined by and, but only one person or thing or idea is discussed, singular verb is used. I hope that you all must have understood like what we need to get here. When you are using more than two by joining and, but you are talking about only one person, thing, or idea is discussed. That means it is referring to one. Then there, when there is one is there, then there will be singular verb used. You see the sentence, my friend, philosopher, and guide have come. Now you see there is only one person, my friend. My friend is referring to the one only who is philosopher as well as guide. Then if we are talking about the one person, shouldn't we use their singular form of the verb? That instead of have, we need to put here has. Now you see slow and steady when the race. This slow and steady, it is referring to winning basically. This is the individual one. Right. So there you'll put the singular verb. When you will add s, that win will be changed into wins because wins is the singular form of the verb and the only win is the plural form of the verb. So we just need to be careful enough. If two uncountable nouns are joined by ends, now you see the same term is given here. Next we had the nouns or like adjectives, but now we are going to discuss something about uncountable nouns. When we talk about uncountable nouns are joined by and if two different subjects are discussed, plural verb will be used. Now you need to justify uncountable nouns first. These require the singular verb with them. But when these are two and these are discussing some two different subjects, there what will happen, we'll just have a discussion of the plural because these are two different uncountable nouns. So these will require two plural verb. Poverty and misery come together. Now we see this poverty, it is uncountable noun as well as this misery. Misery is also uncountable noun. So what takes place there? Thus these both are the uncountable nouns and giving different meaning, different sense. So what we are going to take this, we'll use their plural verb. Now you see the next one is if the subject is joined by as well as with, along with, together with, and not, in addition to, but, besides, except, rather than, accompanied by, like, unlike, no less than, nothing but, the verb will agree with the first subject. So you just need to memorize a bit because these types of sentences will come before you in the exam, and there it will ask you to fill in the blanks or like remove the errors or detect the error. So you should be familiar like the verb will agree with the first subject because there are two subjects in the sentence. The verb there in the sentence, the will that will go with the first subject of the sentence. This is you see Ram as well as his parents. Ram is the singular subject here, and this is the first subject in the sentence. So the verb is used in the sentence that will go according to the first subject. Ram as well as his parents is coming. The captain, along with the sailors, was drowned. So what we get here, the captain, along with the sailors, was drowned. The captain is there. That is the first subject in the sentence. So we're going to use there the verse that is according to the captain. My father, unlike my uncle, unlike is just joining two subjects, my father as well as my uncle. So the verb will agree with the first subject of the sentence. Is. That doesn't mean that you'll just use the plural verb because two subjects are there, or you'll apply the second because that is also plural, my uncles. Though you need to be a bit careful that there we just need to be in favor of the first subject of the sentence. According to that, the verb will be applied in the sentence, right? The next one is, let's go to the next rule. If an article is placed before the first subject, it means the person, thing is the same for which two nouns are used. Hence, singular verb will be used. I suppose you understand when you are talking about two nouns or like adjectives, and before two nouns basically, when you are writing a single article with the first one, and that means they are talking about only one thing or person. White and black. A white and black. See, this white is different, black is different, but our article is used before only the first subject. That means we are talking about a gown which is black as well as white. That means this gown has got two colors, right? Black and white. And white and black gown was bought by her. Was is used here because this gown is singular and it has two colors. Let's see the next sentence. Churchill was a great orator and a great politician of his time. Now you see, we are talking about the person that is Churchill, who is orator as well as a politician. So this next a great is not supposed to be written. Ultimately, what we get there, there is a repetition. That means you just need to cut this here. This is not required. So you'll write, Churchill was a great orator and politician of his time. In the next, it is given. That means for one person, these both the qualities are used. But if an article is used before every subject, see students, in the first we got like before the first subject we have used the article, but when it is used before both the subjects or every subject, it refers to different people, things, hence plural verb will be used. So ultimately the sense will go different. We'll talk about the individuals. The plural verb will be used. The director and the producer have come. Now you see what we get, this the is used before director and this is used before producer. That means these are the two different people. One is the director and second one is the producer. If the is used only before one, that means there is only one person who is director as well as producer. But when this article is used differently in both the nouns or both the subjects, that refers to different basically, that we need to take, that is referring to different, and that according to this will go, right? So if it is applied before both the subjects, this will require plural verb with it. If two subjects are joined by neither nor, either or, not only but also, nor or none but, the verb will agree with the nearest subject. Now you see in these terms, students, these are called correlative conjunctions basically. With these conjunctions, the nearest subject takes the verb with it. That means we don't talk about the far one, we talk about the nearest one. You see the example, neither Ram nor Sham has come. So has is the verb here. So this will agree with the nearest subject, and the nearest subject here it is. This is Sham. So neither Ram nor Sham has come. Either Ram or his friends have come, because has his friends is the close one or nearest by the verb. That's why this have will be applied. Now let's go to the next rule number 6, students. Neither of means not either of the two things or people. Means not even one out of two. If we talk about not even one out of two, neither of is used. Neither of the judges of the division bench knew about the facts of the case. Means not one out of two. But when you talk about not one of the group or more than two, there you use none. None of means not one of the group or things. This is called none of. So if you use there neither of his four sons will become wrong sentence. So you will just apply there none of his four sons looked after him. Right? If you talk about not even one out of more than two, then none is there. If you talk about not one out of two, neither is there. Now either of means one of the two things or people, means one of the two things or people, either of is used. Either of the five members is at fault, that's wrong. If it is out of two, then either is applied. But when if it is out of more than two or more than like a group, then one is used. One of the five members is at fault. More than two, if you talk about, there you mention one. Either of the twins will be made the trustee, right? This will go like this. Not is not used with both. For this purpose, neither of is used. Both of them did not take the exam. Orally, we use this students, but this is grammatically wrong sentence. Neither of them took the exam will be the accurate sentence. Neither of means out of two, not one. Now let's go to rule number 7. Certain nouns are plural in form but singular in meaning. Hence, they take a singular verb. Some nouns are there which are plural in form, students, but the meaning is singular. And that's very important. Maximum number of students I have found them making mistake. Names of disease, measles, mumps, rickets, shingles, etc. Or the names of games, billiards, darts, droughts, etc. Or names of countries, the United States, the West Indies, etc. Or names of books, the Arabian Nights, Three Musketeers, etc. And names of subjects, physics, economics, civics, statistics, politics, or linguistics. These are plural in form, but they are singular in meaning, though they will take only singular verb with them. Mathematics is an interesting subject. Mathematics is a subject, that's why singular verb is used. Politics is not my cup of tea, right? So this is this students. So students, that's enough for today's lecture. Only this much we'll have a discussion. Any one of you, if you feel like you want to have any sort of discussion or doubt on this, you can raise your hand. Students, you can raise your hand if any one of you wants to ask anything. Otherwise, that's enough for today's lecture. All right, no one wants to raise hand. Then thank you very much for joining the class.